Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Empowered CPA. I'm your host, Dawn Scott. I wanted to take a little bit of time and really talk to you about my journey to where I am today. I think I ask a lot of everyone as far as, really evaluating their own journey. And I think it's only fair that you guys get to hear kind of mine. Fair is fair, right? I started in college as any good college girl would do. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a lot of fun and I wanted to graduate with some degree that would make me millions of dollars. I think that was the career path I had chosen. Within those parameters, I don't think I had any clue kind of what was going on. I probably changed my major, I don't know, 5 times, which my poor parents and my athletic advisors didn't really see the humor in that. But, one of the pivotal points in kind of my journey was I took this accounting class because it was part of the prereqs for the business classes and getting nearly any degree in the business program. And I think that after all of my navigational challenges, I decided that I would indeed stay in the business department. And so I went into my advisor and I said, I am going to major in accounting because I get it and nobody else does really. And I feel like I could probably be pretty good at this. And she kind of laughed at me and said, we don't do that around here. And I thought she was kidding, but she wasn't. So, she offered up some suggestions of alternative degrees that would be a good fit for me. And I summarily denied all of them. And so we came to this agreement that if I could find an advisor within the accounting department who would take me on and make sure I graduated, that she would endorse my crazy idea. So my first real mentor and person that I really owe a lot of gratitude towards would be that first advisor in the accounting department. And she was this incredible woman, still is, and really took me under her wing and made sure that I had what I needed as far as, shoulder to cry on when I realized how hard accounting was. But also someone who walked me through, this is what the CPA exam looks like. And these are the things you're going to need to focus on because it's going to be really hard. And we tell you it's really hard, but like, seriously, like it's hard. And so she really was that sounding board for me. And that even continued and after I graduated. And so she also happened to be the person who I went to when it was time for me to get an internship. And that was a process I didn't know anything about. And I still, I'm not sure I do, but she sat me down and said, these are options and these are what are currently available. And this is what your career path would probably look like if you took these or these or these or these. And so she really took the time and sat with me and I interviewed for some internships and there was one coveted internship. It was candidly the best paid one. And it offered this crazy skill set and exposure to, a publicly traded company. And I decided that that's the one I want to get. And she laughed. She's like, of course it is. It's the one everybody's going to go for. And it hadn't been available for a couple of years. So like it was really sought after and I was pretty pumped. And I knew that, my personal skills were going to set me apart from my peers and my schooling and my grades were pretty good. Right. But, there's always someone smarter than me. And I happened to live with a couple of the girls that were, the smartest of the crew. And so I really just focused on the sales aspect of how I was going to differentiate myself. And I think that was the first time I realized that, I may be a little different than my peers and I should start to really embrace that and really take that to the next level. So from there, I actually was offered that internship, which I think shocked even my advisor. And I mean, she was so proud. And I ended up staying there for 2.5 years, all the way through graduation. And in order to be a CPA in the state that I was in, I had to go to a publicly traded company or from that publicly traded company to a public accounting firm. So set of criteria, very, very tough. And that was in addition to the tests that we had to take. So I started my interviewing process again. I felt out the different kind of firms and their personalities and what they specialized in and really settled on knowing that I wanted to work directly with the founding members of whatever firm I wanted to go to. I wanted to be with people who had decades of experience and, not choose a place that may be really, really big and really nationally known, but I would be working with people who had so much industry experience. And that was really important to me. I wanted the exposure of different things. I didn't want to get pigeonholed into one thing. So I left my internship and I went to an incredible firm, worked directly with all of the partners. Some of them had been there, some of them were even the founding members, and really, really found my foundation there. I mean, the support I received there was unbelievable. The people were genuine, amazing people, technically sound, and just, people I could go to if I didn't understand a client, people I could go to if I was struggling in any aspect of my life. And it was, something at the time I don't think I appreciated as much as I do now, but that really set the tone for the relationship that I wanted to have, not only with my staff, if I were to ever have that, or just my business life in general. I really wanted to emulate what they had built there. They were, and still are, and an absolutely incredible firm that I'm honored to have been a part of. So from there, like any good 20-something, I moved to a place that was, up and coming and dealing with, such amazing, incredible multi-coast type transactions. So dealing with things that I'd never seen before in a capacity that I'd never been in. It was new, it was challenging, it was fun. I loved every single second of it. Also incredible people, technically sound, ethically amazing, and really helped kind of hone my technical skills. I started to realize that while I was doing amazing things, I really missed that personal kind of transaction with clients. I didn't have that connection, that people connection that I really loved and didn't realize that I would miss when I left there. So I started kind of soul searching for what it is that really made me tick and really what I wanted to do. And I realized that I missed being a part of my client's life, and I missed, developing these relationships that, I'm no doctor, and my kids like to point that out. Like, I don't help people like my friends who are doctors, but, I help people in my own way. And so really deep kind of dive in my own psyche of how can I help people to where I feel like I am a contributing member to their business, and I want to be there for their celebrations, and I want to be there to help guide them through hard times. I want to be that partner. So that, is kind of where I really started formulating what my firm was going to look like. And I never thought I would say that. I never thought I'd go out on my own. I always thought I'd, rock a W-2, and it was really scary. And I put myself out there and I said, this is, what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave here and I'm going to go out on my own, and look, I made this brand, and I got this really cool person to help me with some branding, and I made a website, and, I put together what I thought was a list of services, and I just was kind of like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And I took it slow, and I took very deliberate steps in, who do I want to work with? Who's going to, appreciate what I do, and how can I help them the most? And that's developed over time, things I think I didn't really want to do. In the beginning, I realized we're a really intricate part of business. And so that needed to be added to my toolkit. And so I really, honed in on that to make sure that I was a very well-rounded firm where someone could come and really get the services that they needed for the whole business. They didn't have to go to me and then to somebody else and then to somebody else. And the other thing that was really important to me was approachability. I wanted them to know that you could walk into my office without having an anxiety attack. I am used to, boardrooms and that kind of stuff. I still don't like to walk into lawyers' offices. It doesn't make me feel good. And even if I'm, not in trouble, like I always default to like, oh my God, what'd I do? So for me, I wanted that approachability in my firm. I wanted people to feel comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, whether that's taking a deep breath before we start or acknowledging that like my background has given me this relationship around money. And if you understand that, then you'll understand why I do the things I do. Because, most traditional firms are, this is our policy and procedure. This is how we do things, fit in our box or leave our office, and I really wanted it to be more flexible. I wanted it to be more personal. And I just wanted people to feel when they were with me that they had a partner and that they had someone that they knew had their best interest in mind and really cared about them. I mean, I've been one of the first calls after someone finds out they're pregnant, or after they pass a test they've been studying for, or they get a big new account. Like, I want to be that CPA, the one where you're like, I am so excited. I call my mom, I call my husband, I call Dawn. That's the relationship I want. So I really, really honed in on that. And I made sure that my clients felt that way. They felt that support. And then things just started growing, and they started growing through word of mouth, and everything was referral based, and, everyone was so happy, and everything was ticking along, and, some new software came in, and we got bigger, and, I hired some people, and then everything kind of fell apart, right? With the pandemic and the world shutting down. In that time, I also had the privilege of starting a blow dry bar with an incredible set of partners. It it really rounded out some of my sharp edges. I had to reflect on kind of the way I approach everything and how that may not be best in a partnership type relationship, because I'd been on my own, for a while. So at this time I have, my accounting practice that I love and hold dearly. And then I have this blow dry bar, and then the world falls apart, and every single person I know is coming to me for, how the heck do I get PPP money? Or I read here that I'm supposed to do this, or, this and this and this. And it was just like a wave hitting a rock. I mean, it was daily, all day panic. And it was just, the emotions, I can't even explain to you, like the sadness and the sense of urgency, and just because part of having those relationships is you also have to share in the low parts, right? And so what I really, really figured out during that time was I have this beautiful accounting practice that I'm so proud of, and I couldn't imagine my life any other way. I have this beautiful blow dry bar with the most incredible partners, and they're suffering, and my staff is suffering, and all these new clients are coming to me, and I have no way of sharing like real-time information with people who need it, right? Like I have an email list for my current clients, and I can like blast out some emails, but like that is not an efficient way of reaching the masses, right? So I had to really ponder how like there is something here that I need to do to ensure that good information is available at a level that more people can get to it, or, just easily distributable, and, making sure that people have a good sounding board, or people have a good place to go to decipher what the heck all these stimulus things mean, or, any of that. Just where do I go? Where do I go? So I've thought a lot about it. I talked with a lot of people about it, and I just decided, I preach that you have to be uncomfortable to grow. And I decided that to grow and to really serve my people and the people I care so much about, I needed to find a way to distribute more information and make it more accessible. So I decided on a podcast. So welcome. Glad you found us. And in addition to that podcast, I also am making digital content. So a place you can go to figure out what the heck a 1099 is and why it's due in January and how the heck you fill one out. All the way from that to budgeting or forecasting, or, even if you don't want to talk about any of those things, just like set up a business bank account and quit using your personal one, just all of that type of stuff in one place that is geared towards more creatives, or, entrepreneurs, or just people who don't fit in the traditional box that walks into, an office where everyone wears a suit. I mean, I wear suits sometimes, but I certainly don't have to. And really, really serving that market. And that's kind of what has led us to this. Is there's so many people who need information, and I in my soul feel like I have to do that. I love people, especially for being an accountant. I mean, we're not supposed to like people very much, and here I am. And I'm so excited about it. And I hope that through my conversations with people I hold dear, and just even updates on kind of what the heck's happening in the world, I hope that you can glean some information that will help you make your business better or make your life better in some way, or even just know that you're not alone, right? You're not the only person who doesn't understand what a balance sheet is. There's a lot of people who don't know that, like a lot of people. So really just build a community and know that there's someone here for you. I got your back. You know, we don't always know all the information, and sometimes it changes before we can get it out, but we're in this together and everything is going to be fantastic. And we're all going to just move forward one step at a time, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm so excited, and I can't wait to share everything with everyone. And I hope that you get as much out of this as I do. So thanks for listening. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and anywhere else you enjoy listening. And I cannot wait